There is a big question going around today, and that question is a stock market disaster coming? It's Tuesday, August 27, 2019. Unfortunately, I was not able to follow these markets as much as I would have liked to today as I'm traveling, but now that I've gotten settled in here, I've been able to catch up. But I did the best I could today to follow these markets while I was traveling, and did make some notes, did get settled in. I want to go over a few things with you, some very serious concerns. Before I do, please comment down below and let me know, does this feel real similar to 2008 to you with what we're seeing and just what's in the air? There's just something that we're all feeling, at least that I'm feeling, that feels very, very similar to 2008. Let me know what you think about that. And are we really getting close to this collapse? One of the real concerning things that I saw happen today is, again, we're seeing gold and silver surge. It is not getting knocked down like it used to. Gold and silver were on an absolute tear today. Gold was up over $15. Silver was up over 50 cents. Dow Jones down 120 points. So it gave back some of the gains from yesterday. But I got to tell you, I don't care if the Dow Jones was up 500 points today or 1,000 points today. It is irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. What matters is we are seeing real concern here. We are seeing warning signals with this giant plunge in yields, with the surge in gold, in the surge in silver. Again, they're not knocking gold and silver down like they once were able to do. And we are seeing bond yields absolutely plummet as people become more and more uncertain with the volatility of these markets, with the global slowdown, with this recession/depression that we are on the verge of seeing. So I want to go over a few things that I made some notes on today, and just touching base on the show yesterday with regards to the phone call to this president from China. They came back out again today and said they're not aware of any calls that this president cited. And so, again, I'm not saying that this president is lying. Now, Jim Cramer from CNBC yesterday said that we should believe the president. And look, he could be telling the truth, but maybe he's not. But Jim Cramer said that we should believe the president because it's better for the markets than if we believe China. Now, if that doesn't tell you how manipulated these markets are, the media telling you, these analysts telling you that you should believe this president, even if he's lying. And again, I support this president. I know exactly what's coming right behind him if we lose this president. So he has my full support because I know what the option is. Also, I know that if he is not successful, America will not be successful. So did he lie? I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Maybe he's trying to keep this market propped up as long as he can to get to that second term. No doubt this president knows what is coming. China now knows what is coming. Their economy is getting wrecked. And we're seeing some serious concerns here. Look, the bond market is not buying what is happening. The Dow Jones up yesterday, but the bond market wasn't buying it. The metals weren't buying it. This is the most inverted yield curve since Lehman. Make note of that. If that is not a major warning sign, if that is not a concern, you are in a coma. Let me go over these bond yields for you right now. This should be very concerning to you also. The 3-month is at 1.99. The 2-year is at 1.52. The 5-year at 1.38. The 10-year is at 1.47. The 30-year at 1.95. The Fed's fund rate is higher than the 30-year. And you don't think that there's a problem with that? The 3-month is inverted with the 2, 5, 10, and the 30, and you don't think there's a problem with that. Do your own due diligence, do your homework. I just checked these numbers an hour ago, and it is around 6:30 right now as I film this video. This is a major, major concern. And somebody said, I think it was on Fox Business a day or two ago, not to be concerned about the inversions because they're not lasting that long. Well, this is inverted right now. It's been inverted all day. So, I mean, it's one excuse after another. They just want to keep sucking you into these markets. They want to pull every last drop before they pull the plug on this thing. And so many of you out there in these markets are going to get your heads chopped off. Corporate insiders. This is on Zero Hedge Today. Look it up right here. Zero Hedge Today. Preparing for financial apocalypse. Insiders are selling $600 million of stock per day in the month of August. Corporate insiders are selling at an average of $600 million a day in stock this month of August. Read about that. The Wall Street elite are feverishly preparing as the economic tsunami is getting ready to strike. Meanwhile, the masses are going to keep the faith in these markets. This is going to shape up to be probably the largest economic collapse America's ever seen. This is going to be the economic tsunami that I've been talking about now for a couple years. And so many people, these people in denial, these people who have faith in these markets and these financial institutions, in these banks, in their pensions, these people are going to get a major, major haircut. And too many of these people are going to be too old to start over. And they're going to get wiped out. Do not be one of these people. Protect yourself now. There is something very dangerous happening in these markets. People will comment multiple times and tell me that the real estate market's doing well, and that's great. You may live in an area where it's still doing well, and there are areas in the country that's still doing well. But U.S. home price growth slumps to the weakest in 7 years. Zero Hedge Today. Do your due diligence. Do your homework. This is the 15th straight month of year-over-year declines in price. And yet, people will continue to try and convince me of their real estate agenda that everything is okay. Typically, these are people in the business or people who just bought a property, who just do not want to accept reality. Look, it's okay if you just bought a property. It's okay if you're in the business. We have to just face reality. We have to face the facts. The world's not going to end. But a lot of people's economic world is going to end if they're not protecting themselves. Look, I'm just reporting the facts. I'm reporting the stats. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything, but I am here to try and wake up people who might be on the fence, people who are looking for options, people who may have just woken up and now are going, what do I need to do? How do I figure this out? This thing is coming. I see it now. What do I do? And so, look, I'm just sounding the alarm here. When I see what I saw today in these markets, it is very, very concerning to me, and it should be very, very concerning to you. And I know most of you already know this. Most of you are quite aware and very prepared for this. And this is why we stack hard, tangible assets. This was another article on Zero Hedge. And this was really, to me, a bellwether. Orange County, California, home buying plunges to 8-year low as home prices stall. Now listen, I lived many, many years in Orange County, one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country. And to me, it is a bellwether to what is going to transpire across the country. And we're also seeing the same conditions on the East Coast. So West Coast, East Coast, and it's all going to just go like this. And so I know a lot of people don't want to believe that I'm in the Midwest, that's not going to happen here. Sorry to inform you, this economy and this economic depression that is coming is going to affect the entire United States. And that means it's going to affect your real estate market also. Orange County home buying in the first 6 months of this year was absolutely awful. Home prices plateaued in the first half of 2019. Low mortgage rates are not sparking the revival in buying. Homes sold were down 12% in the first half of 2019. I mean, that is absolutely unheard of. And this is the good times. This is the booming economy. This is lowering, we're seeing low mortgage rates, and we're going to probably see even lower mortgage rates. And it's not triggering the upstart in the housing market. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people are tapped out. They're running too much student loan debt. They're running too much auto debt. They're running too much credit card debt. They're just running too much debt in general. And their wages are not keeping up with the price of these homes. Something is going to give here, and it's going to be real estate. Sales were up only in 17 of the 83 zip codes. So that's pretty insane right there. Let me say that one more time. Sales were up only in 17 of the county's 83 zip codes. That's Orange County. That's insane. When we talk about seven-figure neighborhoods in Orange County, this year there are right now 12 zip codes with seven-figure plus properties in those zip codes. Last year in 2018, there were 14. So we've lost over the year 2 zip codes that right now don't have seven-figure properties. Also in Orange County, condo sales down 11% in the first 2 quarters. This is the slowest that's been since 2009. That's insane. As we go on with Orange County, which I believe is a bellwether, newly built homes were down 34% in the first half of 2019, year over year. Let's sum it up. This is just another bellwether to what's happening in the real estate market and what's going to continue to happen throughout the nation. It's happening in the East Coast right now. We will see much the same, as I said, throughout the country, East Coast, West Coast, and everything in between. The housing downturn is here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make everybody aware of one more note here regarding real estate. And this is also on Zero Hedge. An estimated 234,000 borrowers defaulted on first lien mortgages in the second quarter of 2019. The national default rate rose 3% compared to the second quarter of 2018. So this is not what we would typically be seeing in a booming economy, an uptick in defaults, a complete plunge now, a slowdown in prices, and a slowdown in real estate. This is not typically what we would be seeing in an economic boom, in a booming stock market. This whole thing has been an illusion, and it is getting harder and harder to cover it up. Listen, they can pump these markets up all they want, but they cannot keep the economy going. They cannot manipulate the economy enough because the average Joe is feeling the pain. They're getting tapped out. Prices are getting out of control. Inflation is getting out of control. The price of food, the price of real estate, the price of autos. People, the consumer cannot keep up with it. This economy is based on consumption. The consumer doesn't have a job that is paying enough to keep up with this consumption, so he's relying on credit cards. I mean, this thing is getting very, very dangerous. Here we have more bad news. Last 90 days, copper sales collapsed, down 15%. China is the largest copper user in the world, using 50% of all global demand. And so their economy is massively slowing down. We're seeing a slowdown everywhere: South America, Central America, Europe, Asia. And so the demand for copper is obviously slowing down. It's another bellwether to what is coming. Remember, if we're seeing this right now, what do you think you're gonna see when this thing gets crazy, when this thing really goes bananas? Another article today, this was on wolfstreet.com. This again, I can't stress this enough, how dangerous of a time we're beginning to enter here economically. And remember, what happens economically is going to have repercussions socially. And when people go broke, when people lose their jobs, when people just absolutely start losing their minds, they're going to go out and they're just going to lose it. And they've got nothing left to lose. So they start doing stupid things. They start getting violent. They start, just doing things that they wouldn't normally do because they're absolutely in a corner. Their kids are starving. They're losing their houses. They're losing their cars. They've lost their jobs. They're losing basically their life. And so people start doing erratic things, acting erratically. And this is why I emphasize being prepared and making sure that your preparations in security are of the utmost importance. So guys, I want to wrap this video up. I want to go over one last article with you. It was on wolfstreet.com. Make sure you verify this. Make sure you do your due diligence. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody. take your own two eyes and your brain and verify this stuff, okay? I'm just reporting things to you. I'm just pointing some things out. Lenders fear Ascena with 3,519 stores may file for bankruptcy. Ascena is a retail group which operates a handful of stores. Some of them you may know, Dress Barn, Ann Taylor, Left and Gray, and there's a few others. They owe, okay, Ascena, this group that operates these stores, they owe right now $1.4 billion, okay? The company reported third quarter losses of $238 million. They owe 40 lenders, okay? 40 lenders they owe, okay? These banks, these institutions are not getting their money back. So there's going to be groups of institutions, banks, people who are not getting their money back. And this is why I believe that the next shoe to drop or the next shoe to fall, however you want to put it, is going to be an uptick in unemployment. We, I believe, are going to continue to see more and more retailers implode. We're going to see, I believe we're going to see financial institutions implode, banks, auto manufacturers, everything across the board. People associated in the real estate industry, lenders, appraisers, agents, you name it. We are going to see people without work. Unemployment is going to rise, and this is going to be a big problem. And that means more people are going to be relying on unemployment, on welfare, on the government. And so we're going to go farther and farther deeper into debt. And how do we get out of this? This is just the beginning. This is the good times. When we get deep into a recession, and I truly believe that it's probably going to be a depression, unfortunately, what people are going to do, how they're going to feed their kids, how they're going to support their lifestyle, keep their houses, their cars. I'm going to tell you, there is so much uncertainty here, so many unknowns. I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Don't follow the masses. Don't get sucked into these markets. Listen, approach everything with caution right now. I have some really bad feelings in regards to what we're going to see. And it's not just going to be economic. It's going to be social. We're going to see social things happening. I'm going to be careful what I say here, but we're going to see some social unbalances unfold here in America. And this country has not seen pain and suffering probably since the Great Depression. And most people are not prepared to see pain and suffering. They're not prepared to get through it. You, on the other hand, are. Make sure you are topping off all preps. Make sure your training, make sure your security is on top and ready to go. And make sure that right now, while it is still affordable, you saw what happened in the metals markets today. This is nothing, okay? This is nothing. This is a walk in the park, okay? Nothing is going to happen with the market, with the metals until these markets really implode. I believe that it's quite possible you're going to see gold go up $100 a day. You could see silver going up $1, $5, $10 a day. Things could get very, very extreme. I know there's people out there that think that could never happen. But you know what? I believe that if you believe that, you're going to put yourself in a very, very dangerous situation at some point here in America, because it doesn't really matter what you believe now. What matters is the signals, what we are seeing signal through these markets. What matters now is what you believe in your heart is going to happen. And I believe that for people walking close to God, they are like really coming to an awakening that things are getting much, much closer. Listen, it doesn't matter what the naysayers say. It doesn't matter what the people out there say, you know, your friends, your families that, you know, think, oh, it's all conspiracy theory, it's fear mongering, it's fear porn. Ask them when their 401ks get wiped out. Ask them when their money markets get wiped out. Ask them when the stock market gets absolutely annihilated, like it should have done in 2008 before the government stepped in. They're not going to be able to save it this time, ladies and gentlemen. The Fed is broke. We're at 2% right now, 200 basis points. There's no way they're getting out of this. This is going to rock the world. Make sure that you are taking all precautions. And I'm going to say this, I truly believe that the metals are on sale. and they had a good day today. It's nothing. You haven't seen anything yet. Wait till these markets get rocked. The people holding metals are going to protect their wealth. If you're holding paper, good luck. If you're holding metal, that's going to protect you. Say your prayers. Thank God every day for what you have. Thank God you were able to eat a meal today. You have a roof over your head. You have 2 arms and 2 legs. The sun's out. It's beautiful. We're blessed to have another day of life and to experience some of the most insane times the world has ever seen. We're here for a purpose, for a reason. You have free will, and you have to listen right now to your spirit, to your heart, and do the right thing. Make sure you're protecting your family, make sure you're protecting your wealth and your assets, and make sure you're protecting your future. Walk close to God, protect yourself. God bless every one of you, and I will talk to you very soon.